So today we're going to start with an introduction into the coordinate plane. So we're going to work on a little bit of vocabulary. In your math book, you're going to find the page that looks like mine. I don't know why that jumped down there. Just trying to change the color. And we're going to start out by defining the word quadrant. Okay, so we're going to write it in our book and then take a couple minutes to put that in our glossary. So the quadrant, these are the sections or parts, however you want to think about it, of the coordinate plane. And we're going to add that there are 4 of them that we're going to learn about. Okay, we're used to working with one of them, positive, positive, but now we have extended positive and negative number lines, and so we now know about 4, and that's going to make sense when we draw it on the next page. The first quadrant is the upper, the upper right hand side of the coordinate plane. So when we're looking at coordinates for this, remember those coordinates are the parentheses. The first number is the x, the left and right. The second number is the y, up and down. Both numbers would be positive. The second quadrant is going to be the upper left hand side. So the coordinates of these would be negative then positive because we would have to go left. The third quadrant is going to be the lower left-hand side of the coordinate plane. So the numbers that we would need to get into this quadrant would be both negative. And the last one is going to be the lower right-hand side of the coordinate plane. We know how to spell coordinate plane by now. We've written it 4 times. So those numbers, the first one would be positive and the next one would be negative. Okay, so pause if you need to, get all that written down, and then I'm going to have you put it in your glossary as well. Now, let's start taking a look at a coordinate plane. We see here 0, 0. That's called the origin. Okay, so 0, 0 is the origin. I'm going to change colors so we can make sure this is all easy to follow. This is the x. It goes both ways. That's the first number. Then we have the up and down. This is the y. We need to be able to label all these things. The first quadrant, which we use a Roman numeral 1, is right here. Or you might see a Q. This is the second one. It moves counterclockwise. These are Roman numerals. Okay, so the last thing that I like to add is the fact that this is positive, positive, negative, positive, negative, negative, and positive, negative. Okay, so some of what you're going to be doing is just practicing labeling all that and understanding what it is. Okay, pause if you need to. This is a little bit review to help us with what we need to do with reflection. So the opposite of 3, -3. The opposite of -6, 6. So the same distance from 0, we're just doing the exact opposite, like hot and cold. Opposite of 47, -47. The opposite of -21, 21. What's the opposite of the opposite of 5? Well, if we opposite -5, then we opposite again, that's just going to be 5. This is the same thing as the opposite of the opposite. So it's just the positive. Trick question. But be thinking about that because you never can tell. That might be what's on the state assessment. Now, this is just understanding where they would be on the number line. So if I said the opposite on the number line would be down here at -9. Okay, same distance from 0. Okay, that's what those are for. And this is where we're going to get to. So we're going to stop there for now. This will be practice for another day. Go ahead and ask me for the next set of practice for plotting points on the coordinate plane. Good luck.